That was a bad line, if that's what it was.
Ordering date.
What do you shoot? Okay, okay, buddy. You shoot that wall. That wall totally deserved it.
Credits accepted by CIS for taking up Mustafar.
Yay, they're running away from me. I don't know why they're doing it, but I won't question it. Yay.
Leader bonus purchase. All fleets awaiting orders, sir.
2 more planets. 2 more planets, and I get that sweet, sweet cutscene. But they're gonna probably attack this planet up here. Yeah. What planet is that? Maigito.
Enhanced blaster bonus activated.
I think that's the planet where I play as Grievous.
For this battle. Leader bonus activated.
I think it's the planet where I play as Grievous. I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter who I pick. Yep, Grievous.
Their troops have been equipped with advanced blasters. A leader is commanding our forces.
Can I just say, I hate how Grievous was presented in Episode 3. Even though I actually really like Episode 3, and that'll get me enough shit. They hyped up Grievous as the new villain, and I thought he was awful. I hated how he was a coward constantly. But, in the Clone Wars hand-drawn cartoon, he was fucking awesome. He wasn't a coward. He was a complete badass. He would run in, just destroying everybody. Let me take this out. Because he knew he could. He was a Jedi bounty hunter, pretty much. Well, he was a general, but like he had a fetish for crap. Not for crap. He had a fetish for pretty much killing Jedi, and that's why all of his lightsabers are Jedi colors. Because they're all from Jedi he's killed. And in the Clone Wars cartoon, the hand-drawn one, you see how much of a fucking badass he is. He's just silent, he just runs in there and he's like, Jedi, alright, I'm gonna kill you because I have an obsession with that for no reason. To be fair, without spoiling anything for anyone that's listening to this, they do explain, without spoiling anything major, they do explain why he goes from a complete badass in the hand-drawn cartoon to a total coward in Episode 3. And it makes a lot of sense. And it was cool. But still, the live-action, really cool-looking Grievous we get, and the one that most people know, is awful. Absolutely awful. Despite him being heavily inspired by Dracula, which is my favorite classic monster. Yeah, it's another fun fact, which I'm sure I'll repeat all of these every single Star Wars game I play, because that's what I do. Episode 3 was heavily inspired by the Universal monsters. Grievous, obviously, like I mentioned, was Dracula. Again, well, bit of a spoiler, but Darth Vader was his one scene, even though everyone hates it, that was heavily inspired by Frankenstein's monster. Let's see if I can just get this little white... I got it, okay. Trying to remember what else there is. I think that might be it. Fuck. But still, that's really cool. I always love that. That's just another thing I love about Episode 3. Is that I love Universal horror, and there was at least 2 inspirations, if not more. Oh god, this is tearing me apart, Lisa. Jeez, I don't think I was actually hitting it, even though my lightsabers were all over it. I gotta go look this up after now. I want to see if there's any other Universal nods that I just don't know about. Get out of get out of here.
Victory is ours.
Oh, we're winning. Despite me doing awful as Grievous, we're destroying them.
The command post is no longer under Confederacy control.
Well, one thing, this isn't exclusive to Episode 3, though, but
Reinforcements falling.
another classic monster
Into enemy hands. Enemy
inspiration is Count Dooku, of course. Count referring to Dracula. He has a cape like Dracula. And Christopher Lee played Dracula in the Hammer films, the Hammer Dracula collection. That's why he's called Count Dooku, even though his sis name is Darth Tyrannus. Ah, get off my back. Get off my back, clones.
hostile reinforcement count is dropping. Confederacy is in control of the command post. Enemy.
I actually want to watch episode 3 now.
CIS pays for error-free defense of my
Don't judge me. I don't even care. They're gonna spawn near me and do a space battle. I just fucking know it.
to command.
But only 2 more planets. These 2 little bastards. Okay.
Select a bonus to purchase. Leader bonus purchased. All fleets awaiting orders, sir.
What time is it? 10:03. Okay.
Dagobah.
Who's on
Commencing
Dagobah?
invasion. Select a bonus for this battle. Leader bonus activated.
I'm being judged. I'm being judged for my episode 3 love. I don't even care. I don't even care, Kylers. And I'm pretty sure I know who you are. I have a very good idea who you are. Oh, yay, Grievous.
Our forces are under escort of a leader.
Yeah, I get a lot of shit for my love of the prequels. They're like, don't get me wrong. They don't compare to the originals, though I do think they compare to Episode 6, because there's a lot of things I don't like about Episode 6. But even Episode 1 and 2, I hear 2 gets a lot of hate, and I never get that too much, but, well, I do. But, even 1 and 2 I love. And I get why 2's a bad movie. I obviously get, like, why 1's bad. I can barely stand 1 myself. It's only that I like aspects. Oh, what am I correct about? I just saw haha correct. But the thing I like about 2 is only, like, I would not recommend it if you're not a Star Wars freak. Because I like the politics of Star Wars, I like that whole thing, and 2's kind of the Cold War, almost. Oh, trip mines. 2's almost the Cold War, I feel, of the series. And I like seeing that tension and all the politics around it and seeing how they get led to war. Yeah, no, 3's unanimously the best of the first trilogy. There's so much I love about 3. There's very little things I hate about 3. Obviously, the no scene is one of them. And how like I mentioned, I hate how Grievous is portrayed. Even though that's technically his only proper portrayal, but still. But yeah, no, I think 2's great. I think the Battle of Geonosia is great. I used to defend... when I was a teenager, I used to even defend all the love scenes on Naboo with Padme and Anakin. And my defense, past tense. My defense past tense of the love scenes was, a lot of people said it was cheesy, and I said, it's Star Wars, love is supposed to be very, like, fantasy, like, very classic, princess and hero, and, you know, the knight comes in and saves her pretty much, and so it's not real. Not like that real style love. Which is kind of contradictory, because I think Han Solo and Princess Leia have a very kind of real, raw love. It feels very real, and that's one of the good parts about it. But anyway, that was my defense for it, is that Star Wars has always been very cheesy and everything with its love. It's very classic. But now every time I see that scene again, all those Naboo scenes, I kind of cringe. I kind of understand why it's so bad. And it's so uncomfortable and unnecessary. You don't need... You just really don't need... You really don't need all that lovin', all that like uncomfortable rolling in the fields of Naboo on banthas or whatever they were, and the CGI apple being sliced for. It's like, just fucking pick it up. You're just showing that you're gonna be lazy later on when you're married if you can't even fucking pick up an apple. Jesus Christ. I think it was an apple. Okay. I'm gonna hit you, and I'm gonna hit you. Good. So that is kind of the one thing in Star Wars. I usually really stick to my beliefs in Star Wars and what I like and don't like. But that is probably one of the few things I've actually gone back on, is that, yes, even though I do love... Crap. That'll be taken out of context. Even though I do love Attack of the Clones as a whole, I think it's great. That love scene is really uncomfortable and cringy. Maybe it's been too long. But one thing I also defended about Episode 2, and I still do, maybe because it's been too long since I've seen that scene, is the whole Anakin mother scene in Episode 2. When he comes back and he does that that monologue where he killed the women and the children. I don't know, my memory of it at least, it was great. I loved it. Oh, sorry buddy. I always loved that scene, just because it was kind of the first sense you got of him being like, oh fuck. Like, this is the very first sense of him going, oh hey, last guy. This is the first sense of him going bad. And I thought it was done well. It gave me chills back in the day when I was a kid. Maybe I won't now, I don't know. And that's why I like the movies that everyone hates. Ta-da! Yeah, Hanley is legit. I think a combination of good scriptwriting, sexual tension, and good chemistry between the actors, whereas Anakin and Padme just seem forced. Forced? Forced? I see what you did there. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that was fucking brilliant. Anakin and Padme just seem forced. Yeah, I think it kind of contributes to just, like, how good Han Solo is, or Harrison Ford, rather, at playing that character. And playing that, like, dirty scoundrel. Oh my god, thank you! You're moving away! You're moving away from a space battle! The AI knows my pain, and this is my checkmate. If I can do this, I have won. But yeah, like, both Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen seemed uncomfortable with those unnecessary love scenes. And I know that, well, I've heard stories that, like, George Lucas directing, he pretty much, like, the actors will do good. Like, they'll portray the characters really well, or, like, what they think, and they don't get any direction. Their direction, in his eyes, is like, okay, do that times 10. It's almost like he's directing an anime where, like, everyone has, like, super intense feelings and emotions. And Darth Maul time! Every time's Darth Maul time. That's something I heard. The two things I heard about George Lucas's directing is that he doesn't direct actors well. He just tells them to, like, go extreme, which explains Hayden Christensen's, like, wimpy panics and all his, like, freakouts. And I also heard that because he's the goddamn George Lucas, no one criticizes him, so he's almost like the fascist dictator of the set. So I know the feeling of, like, getting in your head that something's going to be great, and if you don't have anyone criticizing you, you're just going to get it in your head that it's great no matter what, even though it could be complete garbage, but to you it looks great. So that's probably what he had.